All right, welcome to the preview section of the show, where we preview the upcoming matches that are going to be seen before the next Mount Ararat podcast. There's two of them. We've got Wednesday, May 4th and Thursday, May 5th. And I am off of work. I will actually have off to see these live. Amazing. It looks like, folks, from what I can tell, that Dream On 2022 from Korakuen Hall on Wednesday, May 4th is going to be a BEMA broadcast. I mean, it's not on Wrestle Universe. Most of the time when this happens, these shows are shown on Wrestle Universe a few days later. It wouldn't shock me if this show would be put on the weekend on Wrestle Universe. I don't think that's been announced, but it wouldn't shock me if that's what happened. But it will be live on Wednesday. I will be watching it. I have a BEMA, and I have a BEMA on demand, which it works for me. Hisami recommends not getting a BEMA. She doesn't think it's worth it because the shows come to Wrestle Universe, number one. Number two, it doesn't work for most people outside of Japan, but it does for me. So I'll watch it live or even on demand if I fall asleep early or something. But I will see this right away. Let's take a look at the card, starting from the bottom, because that'll be the opening match, which is Simon Gotch against Kinya Okada. Now, look, I just got done reviewing the show where Simon Gotch wrestled incredibly. I said the best Simon Gotch match he's ever had. And here he's going to be taking on a young guy in Kinya Okada. Again, would it be wonderful to see Kinya Okada get his first big win here? Absolutely. The odds of that happening? Pretty minuscule. Simon Gotch is going to come in there, pretty much control this matchup. Kinya Okada will look good. He will get his shit in to a degree, if you will, as the old saying goes. But Simon Gotch will likely prevail with his ground wrestling because he is just on another level. Next up after that is a 6-person tag team match. We got Paros de Mal de Japón. Again, please ignore the Google translations on this page. Nosawa out of the question. Nosawa, wrong guy. Teaming with Takano Jr. and not spell crazy, that would be super crazy. Taking on no junior regulars, and I believe Yano is a member of Stinger now, even though we don't hear that talked about a lot. Alejandro Kai Fujimura and Yasutaka Yano. This is an overmatch. This is just Fujimura and Alejandro are brothers and work great as a tag team. Yano is a wonderful young guy who has secured a few wins and looks good. But I don't see them beating Nosawa, Takano Jr., and Super Crazy. I could almost make the argument that Takano Jr. could defeat Alejandro, Fujimura, and Yano on his own in a handicap match. That's a big statement. That's a big statement, and it's come somewhat insulting to the Noah Juniors there. But Takano's damn good, and Super Crazy's good. You know, he has modified his style, and it's worked for him. Nosawa is willing to do anything to win a match, so you got that there. And look, Alejandro and Fujimura are going to turn it up, and they're going to look great as a tag team. And Yano's always a danger. He's pinned Nosawa a few times in tag team matches. So, again, I'm not saying this is going to be like bloody murder, but Takano Jr. is just a beast. Takano Jr. is a superstar. Takano Jr. is almost too big for Paris Damal. I just... If anything, they're going to hold him back to a degree because I really think he's just a modern-day Stan Hansen, and I think if he was unleashed on the company the way Stan Hansen was unleashed on the company way back in the day, he could make just as big a splash. I really think so. I'm ridiculously impressed with Takano, and his team wins this match. Then we got a tag team match. Masakatsu Funaki teaming with Keno to take on Kendo Kashin and Slex. Look, Slex is looking great. Love his gimmick. Love his charisma. Love everything about Slex. He's teaming with the one guy in Noah I can't stand. He's teaming with the clown, Kendo Kashin. Disappointing. Slex gets his first loss here. They're taking on Keno and Funaki. Funaki, I will get personal great joy out of this if Funaki just beats the living shit out of Kendo Kashin like he did Hal a few weeks back in that tag team match. The way he just tore Hal apart, flattened him, destroyed him, and pinned him. I'm hoping we see him do the same with Kendo Kashin. I love Keno. Keno versus Slex will be great. Keno versus Kashin, because Keno has no love lost for Kashin either. But I cannot wait to see Funaki and Kashin in this match. That's the one I want to see. I want to see Funaki destroy him. I want to see my boys Keno win this match hands down, even though I'm a big fan of Slex. But sorry, buddy, you're teaming with the Resident Clown, who I've got to see go down. 6-person tag team match. We've got the Congo Juniors, Tadasuke, Hajime Ohara, and going back to his old name, no, that's not High 69 or HI 69. That is Haruki. High. And the 6 and the 9 is Ru and Ki. Okay? Haruki. Tadasuke, Hajime Ohara, and Haruki against Dragon Bane, Alpha Wolf, and Extreme Tiger. This will be a killer juniors matchup. Now, we're going to see a lot of the lucha style in this, of course. Not my favorite kind of style, admittedly. Now, see, there are lucha guys in Noah. Always has been. Trained heavily there. And lucha guys are trained in how to work ground and pound, catch can. That's not the actual style, but they're trained in ground grappling. They are. Absolutely. But we're going to see a lot of the modern day lucha stuff out of Bane, Wolf, and Tiger. Tiger, not so much. Tiger and Tadasuke is a match I would want to watch all day. All day. Tiger against Ohara. Tiger against Haruki. Excellent. Wolf and Bane, little bit too high flying for me. I'm hoping Tadasuke catches one of those guys coming off the ropes trying to do something fancy, something cool, something to make the crowd and the commentators go, oh my God, for the 18th time in a match, and they get caught and they get beat. I'm going with my guys, Congo, but it's going to be tough because the guy Jeans, the foreigners, are on a huge roll in pro wrestling now, but it's a good matchup. Tag team match. My God, I'm in love with this match. We got my boy Katsuhiko Nakajima teaming with Manabu Soya, who made all the difference when he teamed with Ohara and Tadasuke in the last show. Gave them a big win over the Funky Express, but they ain't fighting the Funky Express. They are fighting the newly formed team of Michael Elgin and Masa Kitamiya. I mean, two guys that my Bull of the Woods guys that will come out there, take an absorbent amount of offense and shake it off and keep going. That I cannot wait to see what these two are like together. And they're wrestling my boys from Congo. Elgin and Kitamiya are my boys. Nakajima and Soya are my boys. I'm a big Congo guy. I'm a big Elgin guy. Masa Kitamiya I'm a big fan of as well, but Michael Elgin especially, and those two working together is like a dream team. I've only gone one match that I didn't call, and that was on the last episode. I don't want to make it a habit, but this is very hard for me to call in my head and in my heart because I love both teams. Both teams are unbelievably skilled. Now, normally it'd be hard for me to ever pick against Nakajima because I thought he was the man in Noah, but the way he's been losing lately, I guess I got to pick Nakajima and Soya in a way because is Nakajima going to lose again? Like his 4th or 5th big match in a row? I mean, he certainly could against these two. We've seen Kitamiya beat Nakajima in a cage, right? And we've seen Soya lose matches that I've actually been shocked that he lost. And Michael Elgin's coming here on fire, so I can't really pick Nakajima and Soya or Elgin and Kitamiya. It'll be the second time in the history of the show in 12 episodes that I'm not going to pick a winner here, guys. You tell me who's going to win this match and why. This is a tough call. Maybe it's a draw. I don't know. But this is an amazing match. I can't wait to see Elgin and Kitamiya together. I can't wait to see Nakajima trying to rise above the foolishness he's been through and just not looking like the Nakajima I thought he was. Manabu Soya called the enforcer of Congo, and he hasn't enforced anything except actually helping Tadasuke and Ohara win their last match. So as great as this is, and as much as I love all 4 of these guys and both of these teams, I can't pick a winner. You tell me. 10-person tag team matchup. I've really, really grown to appreciate and like and be a big fan of Stinger. Hayata, Ogawa, Ridgeway, Yoshioka, Susumu, badass, take no names, kick-ass guys. They'll use heel tactics. They're not heels. They're not baby faces. I know Jim Cornette's rolling over right now in his bed because he's not dead. He's not rolling over in his grave. Hearing me say that, because I'm sure he listens to the show, right? No, but they don't care. Stinger's like, they do what they do. They aren't out here to be bad guys. They aren't out here to be baby kissing good guys. They're just out here to kick ass and take names. And here comes the ever popular kissing babies, Noah Junior regulars. Daisuke Harada, Atsushi Katogi, Yohei, Hal, I almost said Overlord, again, another ridiculous Google translation. Hal, who got to keep his name against Hiroki, and Junta Miyawaki. Now, look, the Noah Juniors need a win desperately. They have lost several big matches in a row. They have lost the junior tag titles. They have lost against the Z-Brats. They have lost against the Lucha Gaijins. They have just lost as of late. They need a giant win, but they need a giant win against one of the badass units in all of wrestling, Stinger. Hayata, the junior heavyweight champion. Ogawa and Ridgeway, the junior tag team champions. Yoshioka and Susuma, the former junior tag team champions. They're just more bad. I can't not pick against Stinger. Going against a team, a unit of guys who have just struggled with everything as of late. The odds are probably in the Noah Junior regulars to pull this off because they just desperately need to. But I'm not picking against Stinger. They're the biggest badass faction around as of right now. They're up there with Segura Army. They're the two leading factions in this company. It's not even close. So I'm going with Stinger here, but it could end up in a throwaway, because who knows, maybe Eita will kick somebody, or not Eita, sorry. He got the one that got kicked. Hayata might kick somebody in the balls again. Wouldn't shock me. Wouldn't shock me at all. And how's Katogi's knee? Should he be wrestling in this matchup? I mean, Ridgeway and Ogawa destroyed his knee, winning the tag titles, and he's coming back already in this match. How's Yohei's left arm? I'm not picking against Stinger. Single match. I've been in contact with Ninja Mac. He's a cool guy, like I said in the earlier segment. Follows me on TikTok. Thanks, brother. Has commented on these videos here on YouTube. Thank you, brother. American sensation coming to Japan to try to become a Japanese sensation, and I think succeeding to this point. But I've been waiting with bated breath to see Ninja Mac in a singles matchup, and by God, does he have one here against Kaito Kiyomiya? Whoa! Welcome to Pro Wrestling Noah Ninja Mac. Now I can't wait to see this guy work. I don't mean jump and leap around, which there'll always be some of that with Ninja Mac. The way there's always some of that with someone like RVD, who's also coming to Pro Wrestling Noah soon, which kind of blows my mind. Ninja Mac and Kaito Kiyomiya. How do I pick this? When Kaito Kiyomiya loses a big match like he just did against Goji Ozaki for the GHC Heavyweight Championship, he typically goes on a roll, on a winning streak. And I got to pick Kiyomiya here, Ninja Mac. I'm sorry. I think you will put on a hell of a showing. I think this will be really the match where you arrive, more so than that flippy match, that three-way match that I know people loved, but not your boy here. I'm not going to insult you for it, but that wasn't for me. This is going to be for me. This is going to be, even if Ninja Mac comes into this and loses, which I'm predicting he does, it's Kaito Kiyomiya. He is going to prove himself in a major way. He's going to prove he belongs in Pro Wrestling Noah here. And I'm going to be here saying that after this matchup. And that's a big deal. That's a big deal. 6-person matchup. The new GHC Heavyweight Champion Goji Ozaki teams with Daiki Inaba and Yoshiki Inamura to take on his upcoming challenger, Satoshi Kojima, Naomichi Marufuji, and Masato Tanaka. Again, a tough one. I got to go with Kojima, Marufuji, and Tanaka here because, honestly, as great as Inaba and Inamura are, they aren't going to stand up to those three. And I'm a big, huge fan of Inamura. He's my Bull of the Woods guy, one of them guys. And they'll isolate Kojima, Marufuji, and Tanaka will isolate Giozaki, pin Inaba and Inamura down, and defeat one of them, most likely Inamura. Masato Tanaka, I think, has made a habit of beating Inamura. So that's my prediction here. In a good match. Very good match. Of course it is. I can't wait to see Kojima and Giozaki go at it. And a preview of what we're going to see when those two face off. Inaba and Marufuji are always something to see. Just please nobody get pal-driven on the ring apron and keep going. Okay? But they're always something to see. And Tanaka and Inamura, that's what we got here. We got 3 one-on-one matchups that have happened numerous times. Well, no, we don't. Kojima and Giozaki's a fresh one, but that's going to be a one-on-one upcoming match. And then we got Marufuji and Inaba and Tanaka and Inamura, who have faced off several times. And that's going to be the fun of that. And that's going to be interesting. And I think Giozaki's team goes down here to build intrigue that maybe Kojima can win the GHC title. It's going to be a fun match. Finally, the main event. of Wednesday, May 4th. That's just in 2 days. The day this podcast drops is the day this is going to be on. Matter of fact, this will be on most likely before I get this released. I'll have this all put together and edited, but this might even be uploading when this show comes on. So you're going to see a preview of a match that's probably already happened. I can't do anything about that, guys. I can only work with the deadlines I have. I cannot wait to release this podcast until after this because I'd be way too late into the week. So that's what's going on here. This is going to come out around the same time this podcast goes up, just to let you know. But the main event of May 4th is Takashi Sugiura and Hideki Suzuki, the GHC heavyweight tag team champions, taking on their unit mates, the Segura Army unit mates, Rene Dupree and Dr. Wagner Jr. I believe it's the son of Dr. Wagner Jr. Katie bar the doors. This is going to be great. The former champions taking on the new champions. The former champions, Dupree and Wagner Jr., who never lost the titles, had to vacate them due to COVID, against Segura and Suzuki, who are coming off a ridiculously hard-hitting and good matchup against Kongo, meaning Nakajima and Keno. That is going to weaken these champions. For them to be wrestling this match against Dupree and Wagner Jr. that quickly, after that tag team matchup, I think puts them in the underdog role. I think Dupree and Wagner Jr. fresh, hot, won their last several matchups. The crowd's excited to have them back in Pro Wrestling Noah. I think I got to predict them. I do. Now, I know I was wrong when I predicted Kongo to win, so I could be wrong again. But I think Kongo is probably successfully wore down Segura and Suzuki in that matchup, not on purpose because they're not working together. But holy cow, Dupree and Wagner Jr. challenging for that match. And I got to give it to Segura and Suzuki for honoring their challenge this quickly. I mean, they could have put this off a month or something. They easily could have put this off, but they didn't. And I really think it was a mistake. I really think you face guys like Kongo and then immediately go into a title match a few days later. That's why I'm going to predict Dupree and Wagner Jr. win those belts back that they never lost. But that's the preview for the Korakuen Hall show on Wednesday, May 4th. We'll be back with the Thursday, May 5th preview coming up next.